Let's just stare at Liev, holding his new cat plushie, looking innocent and not murdering anybody. Just sweet baby boy. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir du Vide, and today I want to play some more Pulsatio Cordis. This is part 3 of my date with the head boy Liev Latane, and he's proven to be even crazier than I thought. I dare say I think Liev might go on that list of yanderes that actually give me the heebie-jeebies. But semi-completionist that I am, I want to try to get all of the endings in this game, so let's see if there's anything we can do differently. Alright, so going to my last save from the first video, you see my affection points is 17, probably the highest that I can make it. And in that video, I accept his proposal, his insane proposal. But what if I say no? What if I reject his proposal? No. What? I said no. I won't marry you. But, Espoir, you... Standing up, I step away from him, much to his shock. No, how could I say yes after everything I've seen? Oh yeah, technically no one died in this playthrough. You're insane. You're fluffing insane. Was this your big plan? To rope me along and make me feel sorry for you until you could guilt me into staying? I thought there was still hope for you, Liev, that you could be better, that we could make this work. But now, I don't know anymore. I can't believe you would lie about something like that. That you think one good day means I would agree to such a thing? And I'm really sorry, but I don't want to see you again. Ever. Please, just leave me alone from now on. What had possessed me to speak my mind so bluntly, to demand something he would never consider? Even so, the rush of adrenaline I feel almost makes that worth it. What you laughing for? Liev doubles over with laughter, as if I've just told him the funniest joke in the world. Pure, genuine mirth exudes from his expression. Don't laugh at me. As if I didn't just crush his heart to pieces. Espoir is so funny, pretending she doesn't remember. What? Are you even listening to me? I'm saying I don't love you. But weren't you the one who proposed? You shouldn't lie to your fiancé, Espoir. He sighs. Guess I don't have any other choice. What? The world moves in slow motion as he draws a syringe from his pocket and uncaps it. Nobody sees this. Nobody sees this happening. Hold still, Espoir. His voice holds none of the tender affection from our date. The romantic from then is gone, replaced with a shell of a person. Don't fluffing touch me! Ignoring my protest, he advances towards me, posture military straight and expression devoid of anything. Talking hadn't worked. Screaming hadn't worked. He's beyond reason now. I had to move, dodge, but which way? Which way? Oh, no. Am I going on the train tracks? Let me just save my game right now. Backwards. Yeah, going, I'm assuming left, would have sent me into the train tracks. I stumble backwards as he swings the needle down. To no avail. Liev covers the distance between us in a single step, an empty smile on his face. Cold comfort. The needle slides into my neck, the pain barely registering over the sinking feeling in my stomach. I'm going to die. He's going to kill me, and there's nothing I can do. Liev pulls me into a slump against him as he injects me with the drug. For all it's worth, I wish things had turned out different. The world around me is a blur of colors. I can just barely make out the canopy, the buildings across. I try to pull away, but Liev's grip is far too strong, and whatever he's done to me has relaxed the muscles in my arms. He keeps me locked in place, unable to escape, barely able to struggle. What did you do? He simply draws my head to rest against his shoulder, gently stroking my hair.
Shh. It'll be okay. Espoir, just relax.
His voice is so soothing that it's Herculean effort not to give in. I try to lift my hands to wrench his arms off me, grab his face, anything to get away, but it's as if I'm Atlas, struggling against the weight of the sky. No, Liev, why? But it's too late. Far too late. My body can do nothing but go slack against him.
I'm sorry, Espoir, but there's no other way. No other way.
There's a couple ways this could have gone, Liev. We could have talked this out. The last thing I feel is Liev pressing a kiss to my forehead before I fall unconscious. So that seems pretty much the same as the other ending, where I had negative affection points with him. And of course I wake up in a room that's not mine, chained to the bed with a cute little scented candle.
Good evening, Espoir.
I jerk at the sound of a familiar voice.
Hi, Liev.
Uh-oh.
Why? Why did you reject me at the station? Everything was perfect. I don't understand. Your affection points are positive 17 this time.
Hehe. Your marriage proposal? This was our first date. What did you mean by you proposed first? Tell me the lore.
But you did. We were 10, remember? I remember it like it was yesterday. It changed my life. It gave me a reason to keep living.
That doesn't answer my fluffing question. Why?
Language, Espoir. I thought today would jog your memory. I really did. Flowers. So many flowers. Didn't that garden remind you of anything? You don't even remember who I am. I suppose it has been a long time.
There's no way. Of all people.
Look, I'll prove I'm telling the truth. This is something you gave me just before you left.
He pulls out a velvet box from his pocket, pressing it to his chest. He then opens it, taking the contents into his palm. Oh, there's a flower ring inside, wilted, but clearly preserved with great care. Something about it is oddly familiar, horribly so, like I've just remembered something extremely important, a missed deadline, or a long-lost friend. What is the lore? So, the reason the head boy has been so obsessed with me. It's all too much. Too much. How can I be calm right now? I'm chained up in my stalker's household because of something I impulsively said all those years ago. Don't listen to anything I said when I was 10. How did I miss the signs? The long stares, the repeated visits to the gardens, the way he was so comfortable around me, like he had known me for years. How could I forget about him?
Espoir?
Are you okay? No! Alright, so we've made it to this point. I could say I do remember or I don't. I do not. I've been nice to you this whole time. What if I say no? How could I? You're doing this because of something I told you 8 years ago?
You have to understand, Espoir. I need you. You're my reason to live. I've endured all those years hoping, praying I would see you again, so I have no other choice. But now you're confused, Espoir. You've forgotten how things were supposed to go. Still, this is salvageable.
What? What are you going to do to me? Liev?
You make it sound so scary. All I want is for you to understand. To remember our promise. Your promise. And then we can make good on it. Elope, live somewhere far away where no one can take you from me.
You don't really mean that, do you? Oh, God, just let me go home.
What do you mean? This is your home now.
Ah! Why me?
Oh no, don't cry. Please don't cry.
Liev, you need help. Actual help. You're not well. I want you to get better. I really do. But I'm not qualified to be that person at all. So please, let me go. Is this the therapy ending?
No, I can't do that. I love you, Espoir. You're the only one who matters to me. The only one.
He won't listen. Why can't he just fluffing listen? If you love me so much, then why are you keeping me locked up? So I can be your vanity project?
It's nothing like that. Espoir, you mean the world to me.
Don't say that I mean the world to you and then pull out a knife.
But because of that, because of our date, I see what I have to do now. I have to protect you, even if it means holding you here. Isn't this good for you as well? You never ever have to be alone again. I'll take good care of you. I'll cook all your favorite meals, buy anything you want, keep you up to date on the material at school, and hang out with you every single day. You won't have to lift a finger as long as you're here, and you won't ever be lonely again.
He's insane. In the membrane!
I guess I'm here forever. And ever. And ever.
Ending 3A. Cold feet.
Oh, alright, fine.
Oh yeah, try to put it off.
Sure. Rejecting didn't really help. Accepting is kind of creepy. What if we try to put it off?
I think you're moving a bit fast, Liev. Can't this wait until we've gotten to know each other better?
But I already know everything about you, and you know you can always ask me anything. Are you scared of committing, Espoir? Don't worry, I'll earn your love. I'll prove it to you until you're ready to accept it. Please, I know it's scary to think about, but I promise I'll be a good boyfriend. I'll listen to you and help you when you're sad. I'll cook and clean so I can practice for when we live together.
Aww.
I'll protect you from anyone who tries to hurt you.
Aww.
And then you'll never have to look at anyone else. I can be all the friends you ever need. Please. An answer. I just need an answer.
I should have expected this. Someone who could casually propose on the first date would probably not accept a non-answer like that. Which brings me down to a yes or a no.
Ah, dang it. Oh yeah, the dodging part. I'm betting money if I dodge to the left, I'm going into those train tracks. So, left. I swerve left as he swings the needle down. It narrowly misses my neck. A sharp flash in the corner of my eye. Liev's eyes go wide. I push past him to try to run. Just as quick, he grips my forearm to pull me back in. He still wields the syringe, fully intent on realizing his goal. No one sees this happening. No one's gonna do anything. All right.
No!
My eyes zero in on the needle, and my heart drops. I don't have any way to defend myself. Why would I? You've got legs. You can give him a swift kick. Sweep his ankles. Use his own momentum as he's like trying to stab you. Like pull him down like judo. Flip him onto the ground. Kick him in the groin. Run. Actually, learning judo would probably be really useful because I'm quite small. I never could have anticipated that things would turn out like this. The tears spill down my cheeks before I can stop them.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die, please.
Liev's lip trembles. The hand with the syringe shakes ever so slightly. I'll make this quick, if you just stop struggling. I knock the syringe out of his hand, far enough that it drops from the platform out of his reach. Yeah!
Liev's shocked expression brings me a moment of triumph before I sink back into panic. I slowly retreat as he fixes his gaze back on me.
You tricked me. I knew you were smart, Espoir.
What are you gonna do with that knife, boss?
But I can't stop now.
I know I should have kept that. Ah! Liev lunges towards me, a feral desire in his two bright eyes, and some dueling music is playing now. All right, square up. I narrowly manage to escape his grasp, backing towards the wall.
Come now, Espoir. As fun as this has been, we can't drag it out all evening. Just stop struggling and this won't have to hurt.
Why you knife me, bro? Dude's coming at me with a knife. Is no one gonna do anything? Before he can corner me, I move to the side and around the waiting chairs, stepping backwards until the backs of my shoes are against the platform ledge. Uh-oh.
What are you doing?
The train. It'll be here in any minute. You want to take your chances? He vaults over a chair, landing far too close to me. I clutch my chest, vainly trying to calm my racing heartbeat as he slowly approaches. I'm frozen in place. There's nowhere to run. Not unless I want to risk being run over on the tracks.
That's it. See, Espoir? Liev would never hurt you.
Still holding the knife, he slides his arms around me, pulling me close and nuzzling the top of my head. The adrenaline of being chased, coupled with the gentle way he holds me, is a strange feeling, to say the least. Regardless, I'm stiff as a board, staring into the station windows, praying that someone will see me. Help me.
I was afraid I'd have to use that on you, but now you finally seem reasoned. I knew you loved me too. Let's go home, okay?
No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I can't. I don't want to. No! I squeeze my eyes shut as I shove him away as hard as I can. The force of the shove propels me forward, and I bury my head into my knees as I try to stop hyperventilating. I can't go with him. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't. The sound of a train horn forces my eyes open as I glance toward the tracks on instinct. Ugh. Ooh. Oh wait, did he get pushed and not me? Ooh. I stare at what had just happened. Shock would be the wrong way to describe it. It was beyond that. Denial would be more fitting. After all, who would want to believe that they had just watched someone be crushed? My eventual return to reality is not a kind one. When I fully register the gory scene before me, I try to suppress the urge to vomit. Oh, and fail. Erupt! My lunch spills over the brick ground as I retch over and over, tears of strain and horror streaming down my face. I must be dreaming. This must be some horrible nightmare. But deluding myself is useless when I can see Liev's remains just a few meters away. Still, barely breathing. Ah! Ah! She's gone. I failed. How could I make her hate me so much? I tried to tell you. I really did. About 8 years ago. About that promise that changed my life. So, why can't you remember me? I still remember when we met. You came to me in my hour of need and offered to be my friend. I should have spent more time with you back then. Maybe
all of this would never have happened. Maybe we could have been together. I suppose it's not all bad. I got to see you again, after all. Thank you, Espoir, for today. For everything. I've always loved you, and I always...
Ending 2. Till death do we part. I didn't want to kill the fool. Well, golly. It's like the butterfly effect. I chose to go right instead of backwards and ended up with even more trauma. Ending 5 and then whatever this is. Let's see if we can find out what ending 5 is. I have no idea if it'll have any bearing on the ending, but what if I offer to pay for the whole meal? Ha ha! I'm broke, but we're going out in style. How about I pay for the whole meal? Huh? You heard me. I want to pay for everything.
I know, but...
He looks genuinely caught off guard by my response. I feel a strange pride seeing that. Seeing the well-mannered head boy suddenly become a flustered mess. It's okay. It's my way of giving back for sticking around earlier. I wonder if he might be offended to get cut off like that, but he doesn't even seem to notice, too preoccupied with my counteroffer.
You didn't owe me anything, though.
But I still really want to. In the end, it's your call. Liev gazes at me for a moment, peering at my face as if trying to figure out some hidden meaning behind my words.
Are you really sure? If it's because of earlier, it's fine, really. You don't have to.
Oh, and you did pay for our tickets as well. I haven't forgotten. It just feels unfair for you to do all this yourself, Liev. I cut him off again, but that had been important to note. Honest, it's no problem.
You sure?
I smile at him, reassuringly. I got you, boo-boo. Yeah, of course. Oh, that gives him 3 affection points.
Okay, if you insist.
Triumph erupts in my chest. Ha 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 ha. As does negative anticipation. My bank account is not going to forgive me for this. We place our orders and wait for someone to show us to our seats. I wonder, maybe if I make different choices, can I get an affection higher than 17? I think of how Liev had comforted me earlier. I'm still a little embarrassed at my show of vulnerability, but I mostly feel like I owe him something now. Even with my earlier offer, I still feel kind of bad. I haven't been that great with conversation, mostly letting him carry it. Even if he might naturally be better at it, it's not really a date if it's just one person initiating everything. With those thoughts in mind, I open my mouth to speak. But before I can say anything, Liev speaks.
Thank you, Espoir. You're so kind. Are you really sure it's okay? I don't mind paying you back.
It's okay, Liev. You don't have to worry about it. Think of this as me getting even with you for the tickets.
All right. I won't press, but if you change your mind, just let me know.
I don't plan on chasing him up, obviously, but I still nod.
Sorry for acting so stubborn. It's just, I really wanted to play the part of the gentleman to the very end. I hope I don't come off as sexist. I really do appreciate you paying for me.
It's okay. At least we're even now, right?
Right.
Aww, maybe this will be a nice date. Alright, so in my, I'm trying to get the most points, possible with Liev. What happens if I return the favor? Stepping up to the machine again, I insert another coin. This time, I aim for the cat plushie in the middle. Indeed, moving the claws a lot easier than before, When I press the button, it sinks and grasps the prize, dispensing it at the front. Here. Aww. I hand him the plushie.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna be the gentleman in this date now, Liev. I'm gonna win you plushies and I'm gonna pay for your food. Tee-hee-hee-hee. He accepts it, but stares at it like I'd just shown him a living, breathing creature from a long-extinct species. Oh! I think we're gonna need this after that last ending. Let's just stare at Liev, holding his new cat plushie, looking innocent and not murdering anybody. Just sweet baby boy. He stares at the stuffed animal in his arms for a long time, mouth slightly agape. I should feel some sort of satisfaction from seeing him like this again, from finally being able to catch him off guard instead of the other way around. Yeah. But instead, I just feel pity. He is gonna put that cat toy in like a shrine or something. Why am I pitying someone like him?
Espoir,
Sound it out. Take your time.
Espoir, this is... What do you want me to say?
Sorry. Do you not like it?
No, I despise it. Take it away right now.
Despite this, he squeezes the stuffed toy to his chest tightly enough that it could have burst. And despite myself, I can't help but chuckle at the conflict on his face.
Thanks for the sympathy. No, you know I don't mean that. I'm sorry. Thank you, Espoir. I love it so much. So much. I'll always, always treasure it. Always. Always.
Uh-oh.
I love it so much, I'm going to take it home and keep it forever and ever and ever. I'll take such good care of it.
He's gonna put that like in his closet that has a bunch of pictures of me and like a lock of my hair. He nuzzles the plushie's head, inhaling deeply. Still cute.
And I'll make sure to preserve your scent so that I always have proof of this wonderful day. You're so kind, so kind, so kind. The kindest person, the kindest. It even looks like Tsubulka. You're so thoughtful. Hearing that makes you happy, right? Tell me it does.
An uncomfortable gulp seizes my throat. I'm just glad that you're happy, Pookie. I'm glad you like it. So, have you got a name for it?
Why, Espoir, of course. Espoir. I wish it really was you. Then we could be together forever and ever and ever. Nobody would be able to hurt you again. Everything would be perfect.
Hey! This isn't going to end with you turning me into a doll, is it?
Wouldn't you like that too?
I thought that returning the favor would calm him down, but it looks like I've only made things worse. Go me.
It's okay. I'm probably moving too fast.
Yes, because confessing that you're madly in love with a person you've known for less than a day is moving at just the right pace.
Hey, is there anything else you want to do? We can play the other games.
Though I try to focus on his question, I'm immediately hit with a sharp sense of dread that someone is going to notice the tampered claw machine. I think I'm good. Can we please go?
Huh? What's wrong?
Remember the machine? We really should get going. I didn't want to leave it like this, but...
Liev casts a cold, analytical glance to the side, as if scanning for any approaching staff. Okay, whatever you want. Let's go.
Oh, he's got his cat plushie. His reaction to the plushie was so much more intense than I expected. Just what could have caused him to react so strongly? Surely he's received gifts like that before. Surely he's been to places like this at least a few times in his life. Then again, this gift was from the object of his obsession. Of course he would put it on a pedestal.
The snack vendor wishes us a good date, muttering something about the young'uns growing up so fast. Tee-hee. Thank you, sir. With our snacks secured, we head off. That was sweet of him. I guess so. He seems uninterested in carrying on with that topic, so my eyes wander, searching for something else to talk about. As I'm distracted with my surroundings, Liev walks a bit ahead of me. My gaze drops to the brown-orange concrete, noting the little cracks along the path. I glimpse a small white square on the ground. Crouching down to pick it up, I realize that it's a photograph face down. Liev still had his wallet in his hand. It must have fallen out from being jostled around. Somehow. I know curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction did bring it back. Before I can rethink it, I turn the photo over. The image catches me by surprise. The world around me blurs as I take a closer look.
Ring the law alarms, everyone! Ring the law alarms! The law!
It features Liev as a child, beside an older girl, his sister. The physical resemblance is there. They share the same delicate features, different colored hair, and Liev's eyes have a slightly sharper slant, but those were likely inherited from different parents. Aww. But that's about it. Liev's sister beams brightly, cheerful yet refined in her neat school uniform, while Liev, he almost stares past the camera, gaze flat and empty. If it wasn't for the school photo background, I would have thought that the two of them weren't even related. His sister seemed blissfully unaware of her impassive brother, which made the contrast between the two especially jarring. And just what the heck are those eyes? Espoir? Ah! What are you doing? Nothing. I think you dropped something. I quickly stand up and hand him the photo. He gives it a cursory glance. Oh, this. Forgot I even had it. Huh? It was in your wallet, wasn't it? He narrows his eyes at the photo before shrugging and handing it back to me. It's not important. You can throw it away if you want. But isn't that your sister? He talked briefly during lunch about how she'd left years ago. Did he hold some resentment against her for that? Could that have contributed to his instability? Liev says nothing. I think back to the photo, which had raised so many questions, the most pressing one being, what could have given him those eyes? They reminded me of the pictures I've seen in history of soldiers with blank, unfocused stares, seeing such a face on a young child. Oh, let's sit over there. We're gonna talk about this. He points to some umbrella tables near an empty carousel. Oh, sure, I guess. We sit underneath a blue umbrella, and I stretch out the ache of my legs. Liev tucks his wallet away, smiling sweetly at me. Aren't you hungry, Espoir? By now, my appetite had waned, but I couldn't waste the food. Taking a bite of the cotton candy, feeling it turn to dust in my mouth, I decide to test my luck. Do you miss her? Why do you ask? He has a point. Why do I care so much about this anyway? I want to help him, but is this the right way to go about it? Asking him invasive questions? I'm just curious, that's all. I thought the whole point of a date was to get to know someone better. Yeah. Well, he is kind of a stalker. At least I'm asking him to his face. Liev stares at me for so long that I clear my throat, wondering if he'd somehow spaced out. I guess you're right. Rebecca, she was tolerable. She treated me better than my parents ever did, at least. Your parents? They're both awful people. I don't want to talk about them. Rebecca was the golden child of the family. She excelled in everything and everyone liked her. That sounds familiar. I imagine the pressure became too much, and she reached her breaking point. As soon as she graduated high school, she left. As in, moved out of home? As in, when I came home one day, she had pretty much vanished without explanation. I think I understood why she left. My parents were forcing their future plans on her, and I must have been a hassle too.
Oh no, right, Daisy? That is so sad.
But when she was gone, things really, truly went to heck. My mother's behavior grew more erratic than ever, and my father began to work longer hours just to stay out of the house. I was left all alone. The day my sister left, my mother hit me, shouted that I wasn't even her son, that she should have left me to die in the street, that she never wanted me anyway.
Horror and anger thrummed in my veins. What kind of person could ever do that to their child? And Liev's words implied that this hadn't been a one-time thing. And you haven't been in contact ever since? She's family, right? Surely there's some way she could fight for custody or something.
No, I never saw her again. I don't really care anymore. It's all in the past. What matters is the present and the future, and I want to experience it all with you. That's why I hope you can stay. I know you're nothing like her or my parents. You wouldn't leave me behind or hurt me like that, right?
Aww. I don't know how to answer. Uh-oh. Hi, Miss Baby. Have you come to intervene? Hi. Miss Baby. Miss Baby girl.
Daisy just had to inspect my desk.
I don't know how to answer. Still reeling from everything I've just learned. Was this something Liev had carried for years? Unable to express it at the risk of ruining his perfect image?
Espoir, what's wrong? Please, don't be sad. I promise it doesn't bother me at all.
I'm okay. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that you'd gone through something so... Maybe this explained his desperate need for love and validation. Maybe he feared that people he cared about would abandon him all over again. So he did everything he could to prevent any possibility of that happening. I reach out to take his free hand in mine. His breath catches as his eyes go wide, but then he gives me an adoring smile as he squeezes my hand, thumb rubbing gentle circles into my skin.
Oh, I love you so, so much, Espoir. I don't need anything else. I don't need anyone else. Anyway, I've talked for long enough. You barely even touched your food.
Remembering the stick in my hand, I finally take another bite, letting the sweet fluff melt in my mouth. With the air a little lighter, it's easier to eat. Liev takes this as his cue to start eating as well. We simply sit in a relatively comfortable silence, letting the bustle of the amusement park pass us by. Oh, so this time he actually does eat his own cotton candy, and he just doesn't stare at me while I eat it. Even so, what I've just learned is never far from my mind. This was a boy who had suffered a grave loss and hadn't been allowed the time to properly cope. It was easy to see how that could develop into a paranoid, obsessive mindset. At the same time, this was all so complicated, and I didn't want to spiral into an amateur psychoanalysis of someone I barely knew. So with that in mind, I decided to focus on the now. So I reckon there's enough time for one more stop today. Since I picked last, where do you want to go?
Already? The day's gone by far too quickly.
I don't know how to feel about that. For one, this nightmare is almost over. I just need to make it through one last attraction. Then I can catch the train home, bolt down all the doors and windows, and think about what to do next. For two... Woman! For two, well, we've gotten to know each other really well in the course of one day. I missed being able to talk to someone so easily. You know, ignoring the fact that the someone in question is extremely mentally unstable. I should really quit it with acting like he's some kind of freakish alien. He opened up to me about going through some pretty horrible things, so I should at least try to be a bit more sensitive. I know. I'm surprised too.
Hey, Espoir, I'd like to end it on a strong note.
And what would that strong note be?
Let's ride a roller coaster.
My voice quivers very tellingly.
Do you not want to? We really don't have to if you're not comfortable.
I didn't say that. I'm just scared. Very, very scared.
Espoir. It'll be all right. I'll be right beside you the whole way. And you can hold on to me. Again, I wouldn't mind that.
I'm not a kid anymore. There's no need to be so terrified. Logically, there's no way I'd fall out of my seat as I once feared. And yet, no, I'm going to see this through. I've survived this far through a date with Liev. I've talked a dangerously obsessive stalker out of his murderous urges, and I gave him a plushie. What's a few minutes on a roller coaster by comparison? I guess. Okay, let's go then.
That's the spirit.
I clutch my stuffed toy to my chest, feeling both like a kid trying way too hard to act grown-up and an overly immature adult, which I guess isn't entirely inaccurate. In a show of support, Liev smiles and does the same thing.
Ready to go?
Well, it's now or never. And with that, we pack up our things and head off for the last stop of this crazy day. I am not a big fan of roller coasters! Well, after the most horrible thing to happen in the world, I mean a roller coaster, what if I do hug him? I open my arms invitingly, trying to get as many points as possible as I can. Before I know it, I'm clenched in his embrace, my head pressed against his shoulder, and his arms wrapped securely around my waist.
I love you. I love you so much. I love you. 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 I love you.
Stop, 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 stop! You're making it weird! His grip tightens, and he buries his nose into my neck, inhaling deeply. I do my best to stay absolutely still, a lump catching in my throat. If I had felt any joy from the hug, all that went out the window in that moment. We were having a nice moment until you said I love you for the 50th time. He releases me slowly, as if it physically pained him to let me go.
I really, truly wish I could kiss you. But for now, this is enough. It's home time for you soon, isn't it?
That's right. With the ride over and done with, it's late afternoon. Using my phone, I check how long it'll be until the next train. Dang it, I just missed the last one. It'll be 30 minutes till the next.
Really? I mean, silver lining, right? There's lots of things we can do in that time. We could get ice cream, or take photos, or anything you want, really. Or we totally could go to the gardens and, kill 3 guys.
Okay, so at the part where 3 bullies come up and they start harassing us, and then Liev pulls out a flippin' knife. What if I don't do anything? Yeah, I think that gets me more points if I don't do anything. I stand there, as if rooted to the spot. In some way, maybe they do deserve what's coming, or so I keep telling myself. The bully attempts to scramble away, but Liev is faster, hooking an arm around his neck to keep him in place. His friends move to help him, but Liev holds the blade against the bully's throat in warning.
What's wrong? Go on, insult Espoir like you were doing just now.
The bully can only shake terribly in his grip, a far cry from the arrogant confidence from before.
What do you want from me?
Ugh. Oh, I guess he... Okay, so I guess he just gets his arm broken. Maybe whether he dies or not depends on how crazy, Liev has been throughout the day. Maybe Liev has a crazy meter. The sickening crunch, followed by the bully's scream of excruciating pain, elicits a visceral disgust within me, but I can't look away. Liev twists his arms around his back to torture him further, eyes shining with pure sadistic glee as he heaves out another cry of pain. Did it really all just come back to me? Just why was he so obsessed? What could I have possibly done to trigger such intense, all-consuming feelings? Liev abruptly stands up, offering a hand. Hesitating a little, I take it, letting him pull me up. He simply stares at me for a while, expression unreadable. How long has it been that way?
For as long as I can remember, I guess. Long before I met you. I was never like the other kids. I wasn't interested in playing with them or hanging out. All I needed to do at school was study, so I stayed away from everyone. As a result, all the other kids thought I was creepy. The teachers became concerned. Eventually, word reached my parents. My father insisted on taking care of everything. He took me to appointments, got me diagnosed, and prescribed me medication. The thing is, none of it seemed to work. It all only seemed to make me feel worse, emptier. I didn't know if he was stupid, or if he was really just as clueless as everyone else. Maybe he was just trying to appease my mother. But I didn't care. I just wanted to feel like myself again.
So, they abuse their child, but are surprised when he turns out to have issues. Big shocker. That's just so they'll turn to drugs before even thinking about getting some actual help?
I didn't understand either, but it doesn't matter anymore anyway. When my mother got me off the medication, I'd already become dependent on it. Whoever I was before taking it, he was gone.
Oh, God, the withdrawal symptoms must have been...
You don't want to hear the details.
Yes, I do. I want that sweet, sweet lore. Unless it's very uncomfortable.
I want to protect you. I want to show you how much I love you, but I can't do that like a normal person would. I can't ignore what's in the way, the threats, the ones trying to hurt you. But at the same time, I love you. I want you to be happy, and to like me as much as I like you. So of course I don't want to ignore what you're saying either. You're right, though. I'm sorry for frightening you again, and I'm not trying to make excuses. I just wanted you to understand. If it's what you want, I won't hurt him anymore.
Really?
Yes. You matter the most. I can try to let it go.
Okay. Thank you, Liev. I don't think I'll ever fully get the way you see things, but I know you just wanted to protect me. I'm really glad that you're willing to look at it from my side as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the train arrives soon. We should probably go. I don't think I want this on my mind any longer.
Wait, Espoir?
Yes?
Thank you. I know how difficult I can be, but I'm glad you still feel like you can be honest with me.
Ah, no problem. Somehow we managed to resolve the matter relatively peacefully. Traces of foreboding still linger within me, that some small thing would cause him to snap again, that I would be frozen to the spot, unable to do anything. But those thoughts are soon overridden, with anticipation to finally go home. Liev, I still like you. I just can't believe you'd really want to stay with someone like me. Liev?
Espoir is so kind. I don't deserve her at all.
Thank you, Liev.
Espoir, there's something else. Something I wanted so badly to ask you earlier. I had so many things I needed to tell you. But they got in the way. They tried to stop me.
What is going on?
Espoir, tell me, do you remember the promise we made in year 5?
What promise?
Our promise to marry each other. To be together forever. Forever. Forever.
What? What are you talking about, Liev?
Don't tell me you forgot. After all this time, I still...
He cuts off and lets out an erratic laugh. Some disconcerting mix of excitement, apprehension, and mania. Ah, come on!
Espoir du vide, will you marry me? Will you promise to be mine, and mine alone?
There's no taking a third option this time. Those eyes, that expression, he would never accept it. Uh-oh. Did we reach a break in the timeline? So what should I do? Yeah, you don't have a put it off option. We're gonna save. We're gonna save our game because this seems important. I mean, at this point, I wonder if I can get more affection points. I wonder if I can get that up to 20. What if I say no? What happens if I say no? No. Well, shoot, this is what happens when I say no. I'm back in the fluffing bedroom again. Oh, all right, sure. What happens if I say yes? Maybe it would be best to accept, to resign myself to being stuck with him. Dang it. That leads to the same ending that I got in the first video. What do you want from me, Liev Latane? Oh, right. He's got a fluffing knife on him. A knife! I wearily back away. He may have insisted that he would never harm me, and indeed it wasn't until the situation became dangerous that he tried to use it, but that isn't exactly convincing at the moment. Oh, no, please don't be afraid. Espoir, I won't hurt you. I would never, I promise. I swear on my life I won't. Then, give me the knife. Huh? Do you want me to trust you? Then prove I can. Give me the knife. His hand hovers over his pocket for a few moments, but he fishes out the blade, holding it out to me. I take it with trembling hands, gripping the hilt firmly. Thank you. Are you angry? Why would I be? I almost lost your trust, almost made you hate me. Do you want to punish me? His mother crosses my mind, and I immediately realize how this looks. Oh no! No, I'm not angry, and I'm not gonna hurt you. You did scare me, but thank you. Thank you for listening. I don't understand what it's like to be you, and I'll never know, but I know you don't do these things for the heck of it. Espoir, you're so kind. Too kind for this world. I wish I could protect you from all the bad things all the time. But you're right, in that you wouldn't know what it's like. And you should never know. I would never, ever want to subject you to such a terrible thing. Tell me the lore, Liev. So this is the part where we're trying to take a picture of the flowers and my phone is kind of butt. And then Liev shyly asks if he wants to take a photo together. And then the last time this came up, I said no, but this time I agreed to it. I'm fine. Did you want a photo too? We could take one together. Ah, sure, if you want. Right here? We scour the gardens for a sunny spot with good lighting. Liev takes out his phone, and I catch a glimpse of the wallpaper. It's just a picture of his timetable. Nothing out of the ordinary. Plenty of people at school did the same thing. He presses up against my side, an arm around my shoulders. I flush at the contact, but lean into him as he holds up his phone. Smile. Aww. He leans his head against mine as the camera clicks, the gentle weight and intimacy of everything just making the flush worse. Liev examines the photo, a wide smile on his face, and presses his phone flat against his chest. Yes, this is perfect. Just perfect. I'm going to print this out and put it on the wall and cherish it forever. And of course I'll send it to you. Here. Not a second later, my phone dings with a notification of the photo. I unlock it to take a good look. Liev's smile is boyishly cute and lopsided, and he's visibly blushing too. Though looking a little closer, I can see the intensity burning in his eyes. Oh, you crazy yandere, you. The sight sends chills down my spine. Different, yet all too similar to how I'd felt when I'd seen that photo of him and his sister. I quickly shift my gaze to my side of the photo, not wanting to overthink it. Wow, I honestly thought I'd look a lot worse, from being on a roller coaster and seeing 3 guys almost get killed. What? No, you're always beautiful, Espoir. You're the most beautiful, most perfect girl in the world. You're not just saying that to flatter me, are you? Espoir, I've only ever had eyes for you. You really don't believe that? Sorry, it's just, I'm not used to it,
Then you'd better get used to it, because I'll keep telling you it until you do. I'll kill anyone who dares say otherwise. Now, let's go find some flowers for your mom. She likes roses, doesn't she? I found some nice ones over there.
What? How did you... You know what? I'm not even surprised anymore. You probably know my dad's shoe size and my mom's maiden name and all that stuff. We spend the last few minutes taking pictures of the flowers, capturing the occasional bird or bee fluttering about. Liev doesn't push me into taking any more photos together, though more than a few times I catch him gazing down at his phone, a wild grin nearly splitting his cheeks. But do I really trust him to be my protector all the time? True, he hasn't tried anything else since I intervened in the fight, but I did return the switchblade, which was admittedly a bit of a dumb move. Should I have been more pragmatic and kept it? But if I did, he might have thought that I didn't trust him enough. There my thoughts go again. Not knowing what ending this is gonna be. I'm so close to getting on the train home, so I need to stay calm, because if Liev gets the slightest inkling that I've started panicking again, he might propose to me or something. Dang it! Sure. Dang it. Well, shoot, I still end up with the endings I've already gotten. I'm gonna get that last ending, and I'm gonna get that true ending, even if I gotta sit here and go through this game over and over and over, because I'm a semi-completionist. Thanks to a clue from the developer, I've gotta get his affection by the end of the date between 5 and 7, I think. Hopefully I read that right. So, let's reject this plushie to lose some of these points. I'm sorry, Liev. I can't accept this, even though crane game machines totally cheat, and it's okay if you cheat at one to get the plushie you want. I hand the plushie back to him. His arm stiffly moves to hold it, his wide gaze vacant. I don't understand. Did I say something wrong? No, Liev, But there's nothing I can say to soften the blow. My stomach sinks to the floor, as do my eyes. For all my talk about empathy, I sure am acting pretty callous right now. Espoir, Are you angry with me? Was it something I said? Did I do something wrong? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What? Liev, are you okay? Please, can we please go outside? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can. Despite my apprehensions, I still feel really bad. Giving him some fresh air is the least I can do. We leave the arcade, the plushie abandoned. Liev had taken it a lot better than I'd expected, or at least I hope that's the case. Otherwise, I might have just made a huge mistake. I think maybe I did make a huge mistake. The quietest place in the park I can think of is the garden bench, so that's where we go. We sure have been going there a lot. Still, today has called for a lot of sitting down and recuperating. Liev comforting me here feels like an eternity ago. We shared such a genuine moment, and now we're here because I don't even know anymore. Liev is clearly upset about me accepting his gift, but then again, I had my reasons. Are my reasons going to be enough to keep me in one piece, though? Liev's expression is unreadable as we sit down. There's a flicker of hurt in his eyes as I keep my distance that I do my best not to react to. He doesn't speak for several moments. The silence allows for plenty of dread to pool in my gut. Great. Way to go, Espoir. You've ticked off the psycho and are digging yourself deeper by being alone with him. After a few moments, he still doesn't say anything. It becomes clear that he's waiting for me to speak first. Are you mad at me? What makes you say that? I don't know. You didn't exactly look happy when I said no to the plushie, so I thought you were angry with me for... No, I'm not angry. Not at you. Never. Then how do you feel? When you said no to the plushie, it felt like my heart had been ripped from my chest. I want to hurt someone, to spill their blood,
I want to blame them for everything that's going wrong. But I know you don't like me talking that way. I don't want you to think that this is your fault either. The toy wasn't the problem. Espoir, can I tell you something?
Of course. Give me more of that delicious lore.
Yeah, of course. What is it? I know it might seem like I'm overreacting, but I'd like to explain my side as well. I've never been good at nuance. I've never been able to understand the idea that someone can love you and still have negative feelings towards you. It's either they love you or you're the apple of their eye, or they hate you and you're the scum of the earth.
Aww.
I think I got that mindset from my mother. She was an interesting case. She was a reasonable parent, as long as I behaved. But the smallest things could set her off, talking back, failing to have a proper demeanor, getting below a certain grade.
Hey, sounds like my mom. We both got trauma.
One year on Mother's Day, I asked my father what she wanted. He said that he got her a stuffed bear on their first date, so I did what any normal son would do and bought one. Wrote her a card, gave her the gifts when I got home from school. She thanked me at first, said that they were lovely. Of course, her good mood didn't last long. It must have been something about my grades. She was very, very particular about those. All I remember is that she started screaming at me, saying that I'd only gotten her gifts to get on her good side and that I was a lazy, selfish child. She threatened to beat me if I ever tried to trick her again.
Hey, sounds like my mom.
That's horrible. I don't remember if she ever apologized. Either way, it doesn't matter. I guess what happened earlier reminded me of that. I was so happy when you held my hand. I thought I was finally doing something right, and then I screwed it all up.
Liev, no, it's nothing like that. I'm not mad at you, not at all. I understand that you just wanted to do something nice. I just didn't want to get someone in trouble, you know?
That's good. I'm glad you're not angry.
Of course not, but didn't your dad ever intervene?
He was a useless, pathetic man, always conveniently working overtime whenever things were going wrong. I think my mother suspected he was cheating on her, and so she took her anger out on me.
All at once, I feel like absolute poo-poo caca for every bad thing I've ever said to him. It's a brief but powerful sting. I am so sorry. I had no idea you were abused. I never meant to bring back those memories. Do you want a hug? I know it's not going to fix everything, but... Liev throws his arms around me, holding me tight. Of course he wants a hug. After a moment of surprise, I wrap my arms around him and pat his back in what I hope is a soothing motion. He tucks his head into my shoulder, nuzzling me like a clingy pet and murmuring softly,
Espoir, thank you for this, for being so understanding.
It's no problem. Not at all. Do you need anything?
No, of course not. I've troubled you enough. Let's go back, okay? Let's make the most of what's left of today.
Sure, let's do that. Despite everything that's happened, my voice comes out easily. For a moment, it's as if I'm on a normal date with a normal guy. But of course, that's only an illusion. His mother's treatment of him at least gave an explanation for his mental state. I couldn't ever imagine what it must have been like to live like that every single day. The stress and anxiety he must have gone through in trying to appease her. And constantly being in survival mode. Maladaptive daydreaming and making up, hundreds of characters in your head to cope with reality. What? Projecting what? Constantly being in survival mode without anyone to depend on must have left him unable to form new interests, too. Or maybe I'm just making things up. Who am I to psychoanalyze him? But why you booing yourself? You're right! I should focus on what's happening right now, or else I might stress myself out thinking about this. Soon the silence becomes uncomfortable.
I know we had a heavy conversation earlier, but some part of me still feels bad for rejecting his gift, no matter how I know it wasn't my fault. Maybe I could talk about something that would make him feel better. So, even though I'm on a date with him, why do I feel so awkward thinking about it? So, dates. You said earlier that you didn't do much for fun, but you seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about us being together. I have. Oh, I have. Even before you gave me that letter, I knew I wanted to be with you forever. I dreamed of the kind of life we could make. But I wanted the little things, too. I wanted the dates, the hugs, the kisses, the I love yous. He gives a little giggle as the implication reaches me, and I fight to keep down a blush of my own. I had fantasies like that too, but I was more worried that you were going to laugh off my confession or something. How could I laugh? That was one of the happiest days of my life. I couldn't believe you felt the same way, and now I'm here with you, and you're talking to me, and you even held my hand and hugged me. He squirms in his seat, the hand holding the cotton candy, trembling with his excitement. I should have expected this would take a weird turn. Still, he's trying to be romantic in his own way. I smile at him, hoping it might soothe his flaring emotions. I was happy too. I was lonely before. It's just difficult to make sense of things right now, but I do still want to be here with you. It's only half a lie. I want to enjoy this date. I really do. Such a romantic. I rack my brain for another topic to keep him from devolving into a love-struck ramble. He's gonna do that anyway. So I reckon there's enough time for one more stop today. Since I last picked, where do you want to go? Dang it, did I still mess it up? I don't know. I got 8 points. I wasn't supposed to get 8 points. Well, I don't know if I messed up this ending. I'm gonna have to do some more calculations, because I'm supposed to get between a 5 or a 7. I got an 8. Dang it. Oh well. So, despite how I've been acting today, did you still enjoy our date? It was the best day of my life. Espoir is so kind and thoughtful. I wish we could go on dates every day. Oh, you hadn't said that before. Well, maybe every day is a bit of a stretch. And don't you have your after-school stuff? I don't care about that. I just want to be with you. Hey, don't neglect all your duties just because of me, Mr. Head Boy. Fine. If Espoir says I have to be responsible, then I guess I'll be responsible. I'll hold you to that. Maybe grow some likes and hobbies of your own in the meantime. Did you enjoy it as well? I'm unsure of how to answer. It was an experience, to say the least. Despite that, this was the first time I really got to hang out with someone in a long while. Liev has done his best to be a good, considerate date, despite his various issues, and mine as well. Liev, I still like you. I just can't believe you'd really want to stay with someone like me. Good. That is good. A long, awkward silence falls between us. I alternate between looking around idly and glancing at my phone for the time. I hear Liev shifting beside me and look to his side. He's fidgeting, staring down at his lap with a look of anxiety or discomfort. Liev, you better not be about to pull out a wedding ring. Are you okay? I don't want you to leave. He'll see me on Monday, plus we have each other's numbers, right? That's different. We'll both be so busy, and we'll barely have time to see each other. I'll have to go back to following you around. I internally wince. Right. About that. Can we talk about that? You doing that makes me really uncomfortable. Espoir, I just want to make sure you're safe. I get that, but imagine if someone was following you around. Would you be flattered? No. Exactly. Look, I really appreciate the sentiment, but... Can I be completely honest with you? I
I want this relationship to work out, but there's a lot we need to discuss. I just hope I don't hurt your feelings.
It's about me, isn't it?
Yes.
I want this relationship to work out as well, so I understand. I know I'm not well. Just promise you won't hate me, please. I'll change however you want me to. Just don't ever leave me again.
Aww. Again?
Ah, you forgot?
Uh-oh. Forgot what?
Espoir. We used to be friends in primary school. Before you left. Before everything.
Are we gonna get that lore? We were?
So, you really did.
I just said that aloud, huh?
Here, let me remind you.
I tense up as he reaches into his pocket, expecting him to pull out the switchblade again. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. Okay, but instead, what he holds out is a wilted flower ring. Aww. It does seem familiar, but why? I remember being so different then, so much happier. In my pursuit to make friends, did I end up trying to befriend him too? In the depths of my memories, there's a boy. A boy with blank eyes. Ever studious, he ignored anyone who wanted to play with him, even me at first. But I'd been stubborn. I thought that deep down he was just shy. And even back then, I liked to meddle in things that weren't my business. I told off a group of kids for bullying him like a teacher's pet. Their words, not mine. Only then did he finally cave. Why can I suddenly remember things so well? It's as if that ring was the final push that allowed me to understand some insurmountable math problem. On my last day before we moved, I cried so much, promised all my friends that I would call, that I would never forget them. Then, that's probably why I tried to forget. After all, who would want to remember such an embarrassing thing they'd ask their crush? Oh. Of course, his mysterious nature had been so appealing. Of course younger me folded, had delusions of fixing him even. Let's make a promise. When I come back, let's get...
Espoir? Do you believe me now?
All along. You remembered me. All along. Why didn't you say anything on the first day when I came back instead of being so secretive? You know, there's other ways we could do this. Hey, welcome back to Place. I'm your old friend, Liev. Remember? Instead of the stalking, but then again, he does have mental issues and trauma, so maybe he didn't know the best way to approach that, but still, Liev.
Yes. I can't express enough how happy I am to meet you again. Espoir, I've been so alone. Without you, I'd be better off. But none of that matters now. None of it. Let's stay together and fulfill our promise, okay?
Slow down, Liev. Why didn't you say anything earlier?
Yeah! Like on her first day back? I was waiting for the perfect moment. This felt most appropriate.
That's not the whole story, is it?
Was somebody holding you at knife point?
Look, Liev, I know that this promise is incredibly important to you, but would you rather I answered with what you want to hear, or the truth?
Is that a...
No, tell me. Who do you want? The me from year 5, or the me right now?
I just want you. You're the only one who can make me happy. And I just want to make you happy as well. Is that wrong? Do you need me to change?
You think the things you did today made me happy? Liev, this is the most terrified I've ever been in my life. Threatening and hurting people, saying so many things, And let's not forget stalking me. You call that love? You really want this to work out? Then listen to what I'm saying. Our promise isn't an excuse for you to act like this. I know it's not just that. Even if I don't understand your worldview, I don't hold that against you. But that doesn't justify it either. Do you understand? I can't pretend I'm okay with this anymore. I'm sorry. Was that really the right call? The look in his eyes. But my heart is firm, and if he really loves me as much as he claims to, then... Uh-oh. Espoir. Why did you leave? I don't blame you either, but after you left, I was so alone. There was so much of everything, and there still is. I wanted so badly to be like you, kind, empathetic, human, but I can't. No matter how I try, I'll never be able to. God, I shouldn't even be alive right now. She was right. I'm not even really her. I'm a monster who shouldn't have everything I do. I know that. But what else can I do? Without you, that's all I'd ever... He buries his face in his palms as he collapses to his knees and sobs. I can only stand there, shell-shocked. I shouldn't be. Despite everything, despite his calm to the contrary, he's still... There's a moment where I feel like the worst person in the world. I want to reach out, comfort him, gosh darn it, tell him everything's okay. But that won't help now. I've broken a dam of emotions, and I can't take that back. In the end, all he wants is for someone to understand him. The things he's said are too similar to my darker thoughts. I should never have come back. I don't belong here anymore. How I'd wish someone would tell me otherwise. Maybe I should be that person for him. He would do the same for me, after all. Liev. I kneel down and reach out to take his hand. He stiffens, but ultimately allows me to do so. The way I see it, you have two options. You can either keep obsessing over the past, or you can look towards the future. Do you honestly believe that, Espoir? Or are you just placating me again? I believe that you can be better. You've done so for me, haven't you? You've been everything that you tell me I am. I stand by what I said. You're not a monster, Liev. But we need to make a new promise. I'll stay with you, but in exchange, will you promise to do everything you can to help yourself? His sobs fade into ragged breaths as he stares at me, confusion clouding his eyes. You think you're getting through to a guy and then he makes a yandere face. Gosh dang it! He shouldn't be able to laugh like this, given how hard he'd just been crying. But he is. Through labored breaths, head in both hands, he screams and screams with laughter. I feel my traces of hope melt back into terror. I back away, clutching my chest as if that would do anything to calm my heartbeat. Help? Myself? You're so optimistic, Espoir. What do you mean? Espoir, I'm not just fishing for your kindness. I really am a monster who shouldn't exist. My mother had every right to hate me as much as she did, after all. I'm not even really her son. Yeah, you've hinted at that. Is that actually true? I've never met my real mother. I wondered if I would have been happier with her when Vera told me the truth. Because of this mistake, Pierre spent years trying to correct it. Correct me. Hence the medication. And look how well that worked. That's all I am.
a freak accident. I can't change, Espoir, because I can never understand what that's like. I'll keep being creepy, being paranoid, wanting to hurt people. I'll keep wanting you all to myself. I even plan to take you home if all has failed. I never deserved you. I've been so scared to hurt you all this time, and yet... I'm sorry, Espoir. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. His cheeks are raw from how hard he's scrubbing at his tears. Liev is hyperventilating, gaze totally unfocused. Then he suddenly straightens up, a disturbing peace to his smile. You deserve to be happy. Take my knife. Take me somewhere deep into the forest. Then slit my throat.
We're not going to do any of that.
He tugs down his collar and puts 2 fingers to his neck. Right here, okay? I'll die quickly. Espoir? You don't have to be afraid anymore.
Stop it. I will carry you bridal style to a therapist's office. And then I'll sit down and have a long chat with your mother.
Liev. He stares through me as I step closer to him, silently accepting his fate. But I wrap him in a hug. He stiffens, unable to return it, maybe unwilling to for once.
Why are you...
I'm sorry about everything that happened to you. You deserve a better family, parents that let you be your own person. I wish we could have spent more time together back then.
Don't...
I'm not some pure saint, Liev. We're both lonely, aren't we? Honestly, I'm not sure this is a smart decision either. But I want to trust you. I believe you can be better.
Oh.
But I plan to kidnap you, Espoir. You should hate me.
And you did, in several endings. But it's okay.
But I don't. I wanted to see the real you, and if this is who he is... I just don't understand. How could you be so kind? Then I'll accept it. But is this who you want to be? All I want is to protect you. I was stupid. So stupid to think that could work. And I don't want to hurt you either. Please, will you listen to me? How utterly ridiculous. You stayed, despite everything. You're holding me. I bury my face in his neck.
Oh, he's so happy.
His grip on me turns iron as he lets out peals and peals of insane laughter.
You're gonna crush my skinny little waist there.
There's nothing I can do except keep my arms around him, even as chills pierce my spine, even as his screams echo into the waning sunset.
I probably totally missed my train by now. There's no way all of this dramatic scene only took 20 minutes.
I can't imagine what he must be experiencing right now. And even if none of it was my fault, I can't help but wonder what things would be like if I had stayed. Would he really have been better off? Eventually, his laughter fades into choked sniffles, and he shakily draws me closer as he murmurs into my shoulder. Why do they all leave? I just want to be good enough, to be normal and happy and say I love you, and I love you so much, but nothing will ever be quiet. That's okay, Liev. If being with me helps you, I'll stay. Are you still afraid of me? Do I still have a reason to be? What should I do, Espoir? Please. We both need help. I know that much. It won't be easy,
but we have to try. We can look for therapists in town, someone who's nothing like your father. We don't have to rush into it. We can start with an appointment every month.
I'll have to take their medicine.
This will be different. If something isn't working out, you can stop taking it. Find something better. I promise. I'll never force anything onto you.
How do you know so much about this?
Research. A lot of research. I'm tired of hiding. I want to change for the better as well. Liev, can you promise that you'll try too? Not just for me, but for yourself as well.
Yes, you have my word.
His tone is a mix of resigned and relieved. He's been defeated, but now he no longer has to bear his cross alone. I'm the same, in a way. We get in therapy together.
Thank you for everything. Thank you, Espoir, from the bottom of my heart.
He nuzzles my cheek with his, and that familiar flesh creeps onto my face. This time, it's no longer followed by discomfort. Thank you, Liev.
Me? I didn't...
You remembered me. You remembered me. You don't know how much I... Not gonna cry. Not gonna cry. Don't cry on camera. I'm gonna cry on camera. A lump builds in my throat. If anything is stupid, it's me, for being so...
Don't hide your feelings, Espoir.
He reaches a gentle hand up to stroke my cheek, and I choke up.
I love you the most when you're being truthful, and isn't that an important part of therapy?
I press my face into his shoulder, like it would stop the tears.
You're everything I could ever want, but you're still human. You're allowed to be upset at how things turned out. Unlike you, I'm terrible with emotions, but I promise to help however I can.
That's self-deprecation again. Does he not recall the past few hours? The same goes for you. Stop saying that, Liev. You're wonderful. I squeeze him tighter, refusing to let him hold on to that notion. Liev breathes across between a laugh and a scoff, but doesn't argue. He just sags into me, and I let him rest a while, running my fingers through his hair every now and then. It occurs to me that I've most definitely missed the other train, but the thought passes without a single flare of panic. Eventually, Liev sits up, offering a hand that I take. We stand, and he gives me a real smile, devoid of the desperation that had laced so many others. And I smile back.
My offer still stands, by the way. Would you like me to drive you home?
Yeah, I would. Gonna cry! Gonna cry! The drive is comfortably quiet, with Liev frequently shooting me adoring glances. With the lack of conversation, it's easy for me to doze off. And when we finally reach home, he hurries to open the car door for me, but doesn't ask to come in. Have a good weekend. See you on Monday.
Espoir?
He faces me, gaze drawn to my lips. It's silly considering what just happened, but the implication makes me blush, makes me a little curious. He gently cups my face, which proves almost too much. I look down to focus on his jersey, but the tender strokes of his thumbs calm my heart rate, and he leans in as I close my eyes. Then he presses a kiss to my forehead. He respected my boundaries. When the cherry blossoms bloom, it means impending doom. That was a shared sentiment between school in the city and here. They signaled the approach of the dreaded external exams. But today,
having left that hall for the last time. Espoir, are you with me?
Huh? Oh, sorry, just lost in thought. What were you saying?
Congratulations on the scholarship. I knew you could do it.
Well, the process was a lot easier with the chronic overachiever helping me out. And speaking of overachiever, thank you. You're not doing too bad yourself, you know. Understatement of the century. The multiple trophies, the lei around his neck, and the many, many certificates he received were proof enough. In fact, I should be congratulating you, Liev. Holy crap, full rides to 3 universities? Which one are you gonna...
Whichever one you go, of course.
Speaking of university, I've decided what I want to study. His eyes brighten, and he leans in closer. I'm gonna study psychology.
Espoir, you'll be brilliant.
His grin is filled with more pride and affection than I could ever fathom. Says our future doctor. He flushes and averts his eyes, subconsciously fiddling with the lei.
I just chose the most lucrative option. I want to support you as much as possible, after all.
Same here. We're in this together, remember? He looks surprised for a moment, but melts into a gentle smile.
You're right.
We sit together in a comfortable silence for a small while, letting the buzz of fellow diploma-wielding seniors pass by us.
How do you feel, Espoir, about being done?
You mean being done with this game? I feel like I'm gonna cry! Honestly, it still doesn't feel real, like the moment we leave campus will be our last as high school students. What about you? His contemplative expression dulls.
I never thought I'd make it this far. You know, you saved me again by moving back.
I thread my fingers through his, coaxing him to let go of the lei. He squeezes my hand back. Same here. I'm glad I met you again, Liev. That beautiful flush blooms on his cheeks again, but this time he doesn't resist it. Ah, shoot, my family. They're definitely wondering where we went.
They'll be in the hallway, so we're not too far. You really don't mind me?
My parents keep asking when you'll visit again, and Quentin, against all odds, you actually made him want to start trying at school. Now come on.
Okay.
The days since that fateful date have been a blur, but I don't find it a bad thing. For once, I've had things to look forward to. Liev's vibrant presence to look forward to. Of course, some days are still bad. Some days he'll relapse into paranoia and possessiveness, the same way I'd fall back into self-deprecation and hyper-awareness. But we take things one step at a time. He's smoothingly logical and patient as he listens to me vent about my day. I do my best to be the same way for him. High school was scary, and the future looming ahead is even more so. Even now, I have the occasional fear that things won't work out, that I chose the wrong path. But for now, for the sake of my youth, I'll let it go. With him by my side, we'll see what the future holds. They ended up together, and they're going to therapy together, and they graduated, and they're happy. He. Genuinely, I'm playing it up. I'm definitely playing it up for the camera, but I'm genuinely tearing up, lump in my throat. That was a beautiful ending. That was an absolutely beautiful ending. Now, I play a lot of games with yanderes, and I'm always thinking, there's no way that this can have a happy ending. But I'm really glad when the developers find a way for the main character and the yandere obsessed with them to actually, meet some kind of middle ground and end up together and in therapy. He's gonna become a doctor, and she's gonna become a psychologist, and then... Whoo boy. You've probably seen me say it in comments somewhere, but a great game is never rushed, and this is I played the demo almost 2 years ago, and I was like, this is a really good game, this is a good one, I'm gonna be excited when the full game comes out, and then bow, I get the notification that it comes out, and it was great. I was very happy to play this game again. But anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, so please like, subscribe, or interact in any way that is comfortable for you. And hey, we're very close to getting 100,000 subscribers. Sorry, I'm still trying to talk through the tears. They graduated and they're happy together. Wait, I still didn't get ending 5? Ugh! I tense up as he reaches into his pocket, expecting him to pull out another weapon and press it against my throat as punishment for stealing his knife. But instead, what he holds out is a wilted flower ring. It does seem familiar, but why? The boy, the promise! I can't express enough how happy I am to meet you again. Espoir, I've been so alone. Without you, I'd be better off. But none of that matters now. None of it. Let's stay together and fulfill our promise, okay? I'll stay with you, but in exchange, will you promise to do everything you can to help yourself? His sobs fade into ragged breaths as he stares at me, confusion clouding his eyes. And then he pulls me into a hug. The unexpected contact makes me tense up, but he just sags into me, all energy drained from his voice. A normal person would have taken the chance to run. I don't understand you at all, Espoir. That you can still be so kind to me. I guess that's why I love you so much. All right. Yes, I promise. Let's be together and support each other forever. Does this mean that you'll also... I want to get better too, no matter the cost. Trust me, this anxiety thing is kinda crippling for my mental health. Despite how exhausted he looks, Liev laughs, a clear, genuine laugh. Not if I get better first. When did this become a competition? When I said so. Here we go. As head boy, yep, I hereby declare us enemies, opponents, belligerents. Pulling out all the stops, eh? Or is that just your thesaurus? Silence. I'll not be charmed by you. Of all people to say that. Okay, maybe a little. Acceptance is the first step. Hey, that's not it. Isn't it denial? Or have I mixed up the stages? What the heck are we even talking about now? You know, if we're gonna be enemies, shouldn't you let go of me? No. He draws back and clutches his chest, dramatically swooning. I've already lost, getting this close with the enemy. That's a no on letting go, by the way. As if that wasn't obvious. Hey, Espoir? Yeah? Thank you. I never thought things could turn out like this. No prob. Thank you as well for hearing me out to the end. I wasn't too harsh, was I? If I said anything stupid... No, you're absolutely right. It'll be a long, difficult road, but I can't stay this way forever. I need to change. But it won't be so bad now that you're with me. I hope I can be the same for you. Oh, is this the platonic end? Oh. I can't believe that things turned out like this either. But I can't really stay hung up about it when he smiled at me so sincerely. With all the trust and affection in the world. Maybe I can't return to that blissful childhood where I never had to worry about being lonely, but having one person's unequivocal support is enough. Doubtless we're going to have our bad days, but he's right. Shared sorrow is half a sorrow, after all. I hear the hissing sound of the train pulling into the station and realize that now this day really is over. I squeeze Liev's hand. I'll see you Monday, all right?
Oh, right. See you.
Drive safe, okay? I'll call you when I get home.
Okay. Have a good shift tomorrow, Espoir.
Thank you. You have a good day too, all right?
I will.
And with that, we finally part ways. Liev waves me off as the train departs on its journey back to town. Aww. If only I could talk to people as smoothly as I had then. Perhaps it was adrenaline that emboldened me, the lingering knowledge that the wrong word could set him off. But I'm safe now, and I made it through the date. For now, that's enough. The second I get home, I'm bear-hugging my entire family, Quentin included. I should be happier, less scared of him, more understanding. I know he could be reasoned with, and that he truly doesn't want to hurt me. But I still have so many questions. Who is Liev Letane? What could have caused him to turn out like that? Is there really nothing he wouldn't do for me? And, as selfish as it sounds, what exactly have I gotten myself into? How do I know that Liev will keep his word? There's nothing I can do now, and as my head sinks against the railing, I realize how little that bothers me. I need to save my energy for work. I can worry about my unconventional love life on Monday. Eventually, I close my eyes and allow myself to drift off to the dull whir of the train. One last thought crosses my mind through the haze. I never told him I had work tomorrow. Oh, you. Silly, silly boy. Ending 5. Le chance. Ha! Now I got all the endings. But anyway, I need to go recover. So, thank you for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself. Have a great night. And remember, there is always hope. The kids, they're together and they graduated and they're gonna get into good universities.